let's talk about crown braids. I have a number of variations to show you today. The real traditional basic crown braid is a Dutch braid around your head, and it actually works better on shorter hair. Shoulder length to maybe like bra strap length is ideal for Dutch braids. You could even maybe do it a little shorter because you're taking new hair in as you go, so your hair doesn't have to go all the way around by itself. However, if your hair is long enough to do that, you can do a coronet braid, which is much easier. Okay, I'm going to show you the coronet braid first. Okay, so coronet braid is just a regular 3-strand English braid. What is on my hair? It feels sticky. Just tangly. Right on the ends. Okay, regular 3-strand braid that you just wrap around your head. Tuck it in, pin it. That is the simplest way to do a crown style braid for sure. Much as I love spin pins, they can be a little too thick for this. So Amish pins are my preferred method. You can kind of slide them in parallel to it. You can kind of wiggle them around a little bit to make sure they catch hair. Voila! Now, if your hair isn't quite long enough to reach like this, try moving it a little bit back because you'll make the circle smaller. You know, if it's all the way up in the front like this, that's the biggest diameter you're going to need. But if you shift it back, that circle becomes smaller. So you can do a crown braid that shows up back here. You can also try... Guys, excuse me, I'm making a video. You can also try pinning it more up like this, so it's more visible from the back as well. And with that, I am going to do the spin pin because I can never find enough of my pins for some reason. I've got like one of each right now. So that's a variation on the coronet bun as well, or coronet braid. You can also pancake the sections, make them really big and fluffy. That's a very popular look now, to have the really, really big sections.
Got it for you. Got it for you.
So those are all ways of doing the coronet. Now I'm going to show you a method for doing a regular crown braid that I have a little trick. I mean, it's not really that exciting, but a little trick to make it easier on longer hair. And then a variation from La Dolly Vita that I just watched recently. So coming up next, I am going to do the actual crown braid, which is challenging because you end up being like upside down trying to braid. What I'm going to do to try to make this a little bit easier is I'm going to section my hair out. Got it. Okay, so first I'm going to divide my hair loosely in half. That is not less loud. And then horizontally on each side to make 4 sections. Okay, so some people start behind the first ear to go around. I like to start down at this point. So I'm going to take a little bit here and start a Dutch braid. Now, you can take sections from both sides, the crown side and the hairline side, but it's more challenging to get it like really even and nice, so I prefer doing the lace braid, where you just take sections on the hairline side. So, on the side closer to the crown, you don't add anything. On the hairline side, you add a little section.
Yay! Okay.
There's my little baby hairs on the nape of my neck, so you'll get to see how shorter hair really does work for this. Because you can just be adding to it.
I am sideways and I catch something.
Make sure that we don't grab extra
I'm
hair
gonna be a
into
fire
it.
truck guy.
Keep these sections nice and clean.
Wow. That guy.
You try to braid as close to your hairline as you can. Yeah, it's Marshall's vehicle. You got it? Okay, so this is how the sectioning helps so that you don't end up taking bits from the wrong part of your head or too much. So now I'm getting into...
Tiger powder.
Yeah, so that's why it helps to do the sectioning so you don't take too much or stuff from the wrong area of your head as you're going. So I finished with this first quarter, so now I've released this hair, and I'm going to change my hand positions around a little bit as I go because, yeah, so I'm going to try to get the hair to be where I want it when I'm going to be taking it. So we'll brush it down here. Now, I'm trying to keep it close to the hairline and tight. It's not easy.
Okay.
Even trying to be close to my hairline and do it tight, I'm still ending up pretty far back.
Baby, what you doing?
The Dutch lace instead of the French lace is nice because it pops a little bit more, but it pops better if you're doing it tighter than I am. I usually just do the coronet. I don't often go for the actual crown braid.
I gave you this. Here.
Okay, I'm a little busy right now. Can you leave it where I put it? Okay, so now I'm going to release the next section. Because you're anchoring it with your own hair as you go, you really don't need many pins for this. Maybe just one or two if you have a long tail to tuck in. Okay, time for me to change my hand position again. I'm starting to come into the last section here. Move it this way. And remember to just add on whichever section is next to your hairline, all the way down along the nape of your neck. Yeah, let Derek play with one of them.
I want the police.
Okay, Leah, can you get in the police car and you can play with the fire truck? Thank you. Okay, so So you can see that because I did the parting very loosely, it's not showing dramatic lines up here. I hope. Doesn't feel like it is. So now I'm gonna continue finishing the braid with the tail here. Little bump there. Always tuck that or pin that in if you have little lumps that come up. Okay, so now I am going to wrap the tail, continuing in the direction, and I like to wrap it on the inside, but I kind of want to cover over this messy start here. So I'm going to start on the outside of it, and then I'm going to go on to the inner part. And since I can only find 2 pins, I'm being judicious with it. Okay. And there is a traditional Dutch crown braid. Made a little bit simpler for long hair just by doing that parting thing. I find that that really helps to keep the hair from getting mixed up as I'm going. So let me take a picture of this and then I will be back to do Siobhan's version, La Dolly Vita's kind of faux crown braid. Alright, so now we have La Dolly Vita, Siobhan's almost crown braid. I'm going to start this one with a very deep side part. And she does it as a Dutch braid, so it's not a lace, it is hair taken from both sides. So taking from this top part as well as the front. Keeping it up next to my scalp as much as I can. Now, here's where it gets interesting. I'm going to stop the Dutch braid here and just continue the braid as normal. Now we're going to do the same thing on the other side, starting on this side of the part.
How do we find what we're looking for? These are magic books. You just ask them. Excuse me, Bert. Where do you stand during the daytime? Do you have...
And now we wrap and pin, continuing them in the directions they were going. So the one on the shorter side, which I seem to have left some hair out of, around this way. And then this one continuing along this way. And that creates a faux crown braid. So there you have a almost crown braid. A Dutch braid is not the only type that you can use for crowns. A rope braid or twisted crown braid is also really lovely. So I'm going to try that. I'm actually going to start up here with this one, and we'll see how it looks in the front, because usually you want to kind of hide the beginning part. Alright, let me think. If I'm going to be going over, then I need to twist this way. Okay. And then take in hair on the hairline side. Continue rope braid.
What do you do now?
I don't know.
Find colors.
So there you have 4 different ways to do a crown braid, sometimes also called a halo braid, and I hope that one of those methods will work well for you.